It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Ravens and the Commanders under the lights on Monday night.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. But tonight, we've got a preseason matchup, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Washington Commanders.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win, and I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
It's the Battle of the Beltway. Baltimore and Washington are underway. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The Ravens offense set to go to work, and it's Lamar Jackson now in his 6th NFL campaign who will lead the way.
All the talk of Jackson leaving the Ravens this offseason was just that, talk, as the two sides hammered out a deal that made the highest paid player.
Play action. Now Jackson. And his first look is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Here's the 4th-year man, J.K. Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 77 yards. And the Ravens need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage. Our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Back to throw. Washington. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Play action. It's Jackson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games. When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
From the gun, Jackson. That's going deep for Bateman. And got his man complete. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
11 more on that one and another 1st down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
His throw caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2.
They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Taking a shot for Samuel. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 39 that time.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
It's a 1st down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Short throw here to the tight end Bates.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Washington.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Robinson.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
Robinson again.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr.
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Commanders have cut it back within a score.
And this is where you can't help but think about our friend, the coach, the late John Madden, because this was his kind of football right here. Line them up and let them get after it down in the trenches. And as a running back, you just need that one crease, one sign of daylight. He finds it, and he barrels into the end zone. Touchdown, coach, just like you would draw it up.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
And this is one of the dangers of letting your quarterback run the football. Now, look, he goes through ball security drills just like a running back does, but most of the time the quarterback swings the ball away from his body, and in traffic, sometimes they forget to protect it.
The Commanders' offense returning to the field.
Well, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them, because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw. Washington. Shreds it. And he is into the end zone for Washington. Touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out.
And the Commanders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
And able to get this out to the 25.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
So the completion good for just 3. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
He's across midfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Jackson will throw again. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson.
On target to his man, Likely. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Jackson's throw is on target to Likely.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw is Jackson. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Looking to throw. Washington.
That one caught by the tight end Bates.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 45-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They'll look to throw again. Got an open man. It's Washington. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 45 yards.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Jackson on second down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Jackson looking to throw on third.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Flush to his right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with
we
our
thought
EA
this one would
Sports
be a close
halftime
battle
report.
coming in,
Coach.
and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. In our game, at the very least, you can't say it's not competitive. All tied up at halftime. And for the call of the second half, we get you back out to Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first.
There he goes, right side. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown, 75 yards. And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
That's out quickly to Bateman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Huntley. He'll find Bateman once more. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, first down. He's going to keep this again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Edwards. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. It's 37. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, they give to Edwards. Able to push his way through. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Steps away to his left. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. Off the play fake. Johnson. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Charlie Kohler, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the third quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine. But going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 34-yard line.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. All even as we get ready to start the fourth.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Once more, Gibson.
Gets around him. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
David Ajabo, credit him there. He fired across the line and planted him for a loss on the play.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Here's Brissett.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a pickup of 12 and a Commander's first down.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
A give to Gibson running right.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
It's David Ajabo there for the tackle. Now a 2nd and 10.
Play action now. Brissett.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 26.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Pushing his way through.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So the Ravens now down by 7, a little over a minute to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw.
Connects with Duvernay.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
He's back to throw.
On the crossing route, he finds Kohler.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down. A swing pass here to Edwards.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's in for the touchdown with the clock reading triple zeros. And the extra point, if they hit it, will send this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
Now for the all-critical extra point. He's got it. No problems there. The extra point up and good, and we are headed to overtime.
So, Charles, this is a game that certainly had some intrigue, but I think you and I both agree. We like the decision to not play overtime in preseason and just call it a draw.
Partner, I want to meet the person who disagrees with this decision, and I just wonder what took so long for the league to arrive at this conclusion. They put the rule in for the 2021 season, and it should have been in a long time ago. Yeah, some rookies might miss some plays, but all in all, no one's paying attention when we get to the end of a preseason game.